Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, members and supporters of SDP. I'm Tan Jee Say. I don't know how much more to say about myself because even before I decided to come into politics, opposition politics, so much has already been written about me. Friends call up, is it true? Even my brothers and sisters also ask, is this true? How come we don't know about it?
Did Mr. Go call?
No, he did not. This morning, actually, when the Straits Times came out, the report about him came out, I wrote an email to the Prime Minister, Mr. Go, Senior Minister Mr. Go, and a few of the ministers who are my friends, my personal friends like George Yeo, Mao Bao Tan, Lim Hung Kiang, my classmate, since RI days, and Taman, the finance minister. So I told them that I wanted to write them to earlier, but the press got wind of it much earlier, so that's stole away. But truly, I mean, so it's my decision to go into politics does not detract from the sense of my strong sense of respect for our friendship with them, my sense of respect for the Prime Minister, Senior Minister Go, ministers George Yeo, Mao Bao Tan, Lim Hung Kiang, and Taman, does not detract from my respect for them. So I continue to treasure our personal friendship, whatever happens, and my actions will reflect it. I have been quite careful not to go into constituencies which will contest against any one of them, so to save embarrassment. But I think, as George Yeo said, we will treat each other with respect and friendship. That's what first world politics is all about. And I am reminded how difficult it is to be involved in opposition politics. You know, Dr. Ang said that he and me will write a book. I think he alone will write the book. I have been giving him a lot of information, forwarded email to him, hey, this is the material for your book. But I think I will chip in, just like my colleague here will chip in writing the book. But I think he will be the main writer. He knows a lot about emotions, stress, and all that, so he can add a lot of spice to the book. So my final decision, actually, the press has been asking me about whether I was, and I've always said that I was interested, but I've actually not decided. And that was true. My final decision was made only about 2 days ago. After I have never discussed this thing with members of my family, except with my wife. My wife have supported me throughout. She was instrumental in encouraging me to write my paper on the economy. And I wrote it, 46 pages of it. Obviously, spent burning a lot of the candle, and denying her and the other children my company and care during this period. But it was worth it. It was worth it. And when I finally decided to release it, I was so encouraged by all the comments and support, even from strangers, even long-lost friends, primary school classmates. You know, we used to be playing hamtam bola all along. Oh, you are the one, ah? Oh, you hit me real hard, ah? So, and even strangers, even former colleagues say, oh, how come I'm in Singapore, you never sent to me? My brother in the UK has to send to me. My colleague in Hong Kong has to send to me. So it has generated a lot of interest, and that encouraged me, that I thought, some of them even say, why don't you come out and implement some of the policies? Just fight for it. Walk the talk. So And it has given me a lot of encouragement, and as a result of which, I did check out with a few friends, because I don't believe in going in alone. SMC is an easy option. Single member constituency, an easy option. To make a difference, you need numbers. And my preference is to send in a GRC. That is why Dr. Ang was the first person I contacted, because I know his interest in politics. We have been together for more than 40 years. I was editor of Revolution Times, and he succeeded me as editor, and subsequently Walter Woon succeeded him. And I succeeded Han Fuk Kwan, who is editor of the Straits Times. So we have got an illustrious history, editors of Straits Times. And I think an upcoming editor will be there. He's now working in Straits Times. He was many years behind me. But he will be there in due course. So we know each other. And Han Fuk Kwan asked me, why don't you give us a detailed interview? So I finally decided. When I decided, so I gave them a call, give Shakil a call, and say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready with my decision. And the decision came about only about 2 days ago, really, after I spoke to my father-in-law. He's a retired doctor, so he reads a lot. And he was in medical school in the 1950s when Singapore was caught up in the anti-colonial struggles. He was in medical school, illustrious people like Dr. Lim Hock Siew and all that. So he knew what it was like to be involved in politics, in opposition politics. So he cautioned me, reminded me about the perils and the pitfalls of getting involved in opposition politics. So I was thankful to that. In the end, he said, Jee Say, just follow your star. Do what your heart tells you. And this is where I am, I decided. So a day later, I made up my mind to follow my star. And here I am before you. May I continue? For me, it is a particularly difficult decision because I have been associated with members of the ruling party for a long time. We meet up regularly. George here told you we had dinner only about a couple of months ago. I remember at Fullerton Hotel. And I meet up with Mr. Mao Bao Tan regularly for, maybe once every 2 months. In fact, when Mr. Goh Meng Seng of NSP asked me to stand in Tampines, I said, no, I can't. Thank you very much, because Mao Bao Tan is my personal friend. I will not stand against him. He said, put aside all this personal thing. National interest comes first. But I said there is something more higher than national interest, and that is because we are both Hainanese. So he gave up. Yeah, it's not easy, because to people it's like, are you biting the hand? Are you biting the hand that feeds the mouth? I came from a poor family. Without a government scholarship, I would never make it to university, and much less to Oxford. I'm grateful to that. I fully serve up my bond. I am not a bond. My bond was just 8 years. My bond expired in 1984. But I continue to serve for another 5 more years because Mr. Goh Chok Tong asked me to be his PPS. I told him my bond expired. I actually wanted to leave the government service. I had an offer from a bank, from an investment bank. I would like to try a different experience in life. I had a lot of British classmates who work in the City of London. I'm still interested. We kept in touch. So he said, why are you in a hurry to go out? Why don't you come and serve for me and go out later? I said, how long? 3 to 5 years? So I did that. I kept my promise. I worked for him for 5 years and left in 1990. I kept my promise. And I served my bond, served out even beyond the expiry of my bond for more than 5 additional years. So I am not a bond breaker. Unlike some of the current cabinet ministers, I know a few of them who broke their bonds. There is this thing about sense of gratitude. I'm I have this deep sense of gratitude to the government, to the leaders who have sent me on a government scholarship. But gratitude is not servitude. It is not blind loyalty. It does not mean giving up the sense of what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. To show gratitude is not to turn a blind eye to what is bad or what is good, what is wrong or what is right. In fact, the best way to show gratitude is to build upon the source of gratitude, or to put it right back on the right path if it loses its way. I think the government has lost its way. It has lost its moral compass. And with the help of Singaporeans, we in the SDP want to put it right. This is what me and my colleagues in the SDP and in the other opposition parties are setting out to do. And I'm glad there is, among all opposition parties, a good spread of talent, of highly qualified people like us, this batch here and the earlier batch yesterday. All of them highly qualified. And I'm glad that this happens across the whole country, all over the opposition parties. And I think we have the more than just a base load to make a difference to the governance of Singapore. Yeah, maybe I'll leave it here.
Thank you.